If you think you will leave this video motivated to work and rush towards your goals, let me tell you that the purpose of this video is not that nonsense. Instead, I will talk to you about something that will change your perspective on goals and make you a tough, resilient person who doesn't care about momentary pleasure, but only focuses on how to solve your problems and overcome everything that stands in your way. This video is not fun, but it will give you mental toughness and an awareness of how difficult your path is and how to adapt to it. It is not easy. Whatever your goal in life, it is not easy. Whether you want to become wealthy, influential, or a professional athlete, do not expect achieving these goals to be easy. In fact, this will be one of the most challenging phases of your life. You will experience days of sadness, days of losing passion, days when you hate everything, periods of depression, and more. If you don't go through any of these challenges, then you are not on the right path. Are the actions and efforts you're taking in favor of your goals sufficient? Will you truly succeed in achieving them? Do you think watching motivational videos daily will make you successful? No matter how much you think the answer is yes, you must convince yourself that it is no. Your current efforts are not enough, and staying motivated changes nothing. Do you know why? Because it is not enjoyable. This is the key realization that will make you resilient. You know that playing video games is more enjoyable and easier than reading a book. You know scrolling through social media is easier than working or studying. You also know that eating sugary and fast foods is far more enjoyable than eating healthy. With all these examples, there are only two types of actions: easy actions and hard actions. Your goal, whatever it may be, depends on doing the hard actions instead of the easy, pleasurable ones. So why don't you do the hard actions if they are what will determine your future? The well-known answer is that these actions, besides being hard, are also boring. And since everyone has become addicted to pleasure, they now want to make these hard actions enjoyable too, searching for anything to motivate them to work. Then when results don't show, they retreat back to entertainment again. The thing you need to understand is that these actions are supposed to be hard and boring. You don't live in a Disney world. You must accept the idea that when you go to work or exercise, the natural feeling is boredom, and sometimes the feeling is fear. You have to accept these feelings and live with them. You must love boredom if you want to keep going. Imagine that I struggled with a problem. I didn't feel happy while working or exercising. The solution to this problem was to coexist with it. That's normal. However, since we now have all sources of pleasure at our fingertips, we have come to label any non-pleasurable feeling as depression, and that is weakness itself. Now look at yourself. Are you the person you dreamed of being in the past? If not, is staying numb on social media the solution? Is playing video games the solution? All of us have become very weak in every aspect. We can't wake up early, can't work long hours, and can't exercise. The only reason for this is not your current circumstances, nor your financial situation. Stop making excuses all the time. The sole reason is that you've become weak. You can't control yourself. Your desires are in control. Look at this picture. You want a fit body, and you know that exercising, getting good sleep, and eating healthy are the things that will get you to your goal, yet you don't do any of those things. You know what you need to do, but you choose the fun, easy option because it's more pleasurable and easier. Soon a day will come when you deeply regret everything you've done. What you need to do now is to firmly understand this truth. You've become addicted to everything that satisfies your desires, no matter its future consequences. You know everything you need to do to succeed, but you don't do it because you're weak. The solution to this is to engrave these words into your identity. You must control your mind, not the other way around. If there's a video game you want to play, but you know that this time should be spent on an important task, say no to your mind and finish your work. Then reward yourself afterward. If your friend invites you to enjoy a place, but you're busy with something you need, decline. You must walk against your desires and emotions. When the alarm rings in the morning and you're tired and it's hard to wake up, shut your mouth. It's supposed to be hard. Do you expect it to be easy? Get out of bed, you fool. You make your life decisions. You distinguish between what must be done and what you want to do. Always embed this mindset in your brain. Whenever you remember that you have a task to do, go and do it. Even if you know it's boring and hard, understanding this will make it easier for you to do it. Be the one in control of your actions. Believe me, after some time, this mentality will become part of your identity. You won't be the person who needs to work and produce every day. You will become the person who works and produces every day. Work and solving problems will become your happiness. I assure you, the happiness from solving problems is much greater. Even though going to work or exercising is boring, completing these tasks brings great joy. You'll find yourself sad when you don't work, and work is boring, so you'll be sad because you didn't feel bored. This means you've learned to love boredom and coexist with it, and you can't go a day without accomplishing something. Always train yourself to be someone who loves solving problems. The best time to work and produce is when you don't feel like it. If you're sitting and remember that you need to work and feel overwhelmed with sadness and fear of starting, get up and start working. After a few moments, you'll realize it wasn't that bad. It was just your mind exaggerating the idea of work to avoid it. The resilient mindset is to be someone who doesn't respond to their emotions and desires. You have work, go to work. You have studies, go study. You have a book you haven't read much of, read it, no matter how boring or hard it is. Now imagine yourself working on a project or freelancing or learning a skill every day for 6 hours, waking up every day at 6 a.m., exercising every day for an hour, not eating sugary foods, and reading 30 pages of a book every day. What do you think your life will look like after just 6 months? At that point, you'll see the results of your discipline and the hard work you've done. Let me give you some points to help you continue this way and develop the mindset of resilience that ignores emotions. First, remind yourself. After hearing all of this, there will come a time when your energy starts to drop, you lean toward instant gratification, and you begin procrastinating and delaying your tasks. The solution here is to notice these tendencies and remind yourself of what's important. Each time, set aside a moment to reflect on your day. Talk to yourself about what happened. You can write it down instead, but the important thing is to confront the mistakes you made. For example, today, my alarm rang, but I turned it off and didn't wake up early. That's a bad sign. Why didn't I wake up early? I must be starting to weaken. I need to wake up early tomorrow because that's what I should do. If I don't, I'll feel regret and sadness later. I think I remembered that I had many tasks, but why did I go back to sleep? Did I finish my tasks after sleeping? Did I feel happy after sleeping? No. Procrastination only leads to bigger problems. So tomorrow I will wake up early and complete any tasks I have. This internal dialogue with yourself is something you must do regularly to get back on track. You're constantly in a battle between you and your mind. Your mind seeks comfort and pleasure, while you seek productivity. Each side has its strategy to pull the other into its territory. Consistently reminding yourself of your dreams, their significance, and the importance of not repeating the same mistakes is one of your best strategies. Second, identify the problem. This is similar to what you've done before when talking to yourself. However, most of the time, the problem runs deeper, especially during holidays or breaks, when it becomes challenging to return to your routine afterward. The solution here is to dig deeper into the issue. The best way to do this is to write it down and create a better plan than before. You may discover that the problem lies in your habits. Perhaps you've accumulated many bad habits, such as being addicted to a certain game or food. Here, you need to be flexible and adjust your plan by introducing new strategies to prevent yourself from repeating these bad habits. For example, delete the game from your phone entirely or turn off your phone to make it impossible to access the game. With the rapid advancements in technology, new shows, movies, games, anime, restaurants, or apps emerge daily, and you might develop an addiction to them. The worst part is when they start overshadowing your other habits, such as exercising or reading. So have a session with yourself to identify the problem, analyze it, and create a practical solution. Third, optimize your environment. I've already told you that you must work when you can play and exercise when you can rest. That's the essence of mental toughness. But the problem is that you'll soon grow tired and revert to old habits if you're trying to do what you need in an environment full of distractions. For example, working on a computer loaded with games or studying in your room with a bed and a TV full of shows can exhaust your willpower. Instead, create an environment that aligns with your goals. If you're on a diet, for example, rather than seeing sugary snacks and fast food everywhere and forcing yourself to avoid them, try not to see them at all. This way, you conserve your willpower, the mental strength you use to resist temptation, and focus on what's necessary. When your environment doesn't align with your goals, your willpower depletes and you'll give in to distractions. So instead of constantly avoiding distractions, hide them from the start. For instance, if you're addicted to a game on your phone, you might set the phone aside and pick up a book, but your energy will still drain as you resist the urge to play, and eventually, you'll stop reading and play the game. The clearest solution is to delete the game, hiding it from yourself entirely so you don't use your energy. Alternatively, take your book and move to a distraction-free room, turn off your phone, and leave it in another room. Without the phone in sight, you won't think of getting up to retrieve it and start playing. Fourth, rest. You must set aside time daily to relax, watch your favorite show, or play a game as a reward for your hard work. If you keep working without rest, you'll eventually burn out. The goal isn't to eliminate all distractions from your life, but to connect them to you in the right way. Over time, you'll notice that you lean more toward rest, but when this happens, hold yourself accountable and use the earlier strategies to address the issue. With these methods, you now understand the mindset you must adopt to achieve victory in your life and future across all areas: social, financial, productive, and familial. This is the most effective way, as your desires demand discipline and mental toughness to control them. Otherwise, they will control you, turning you into a slave to their whims. I apologize if I seemed a bit harsh in my words, but this is precisely how you should treat yourself at times. Don't get too comfortable being overly kind to yourself. Discipline and self-critique can be the key that many overlook. I know this video might not be entertaining, but I hope it is useful for you, especially in nurturing your environment and creating the perfect atmosphere for your new mindset. If you want to enhance it even further, you can eliminate the most detrimental habits that negatively impact your environment by watching this video. I'm confident it will be beneficial for you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.